An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene. This podcast will cover mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. The biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own. Okay, forgive me this morning, listeners. Well, technically, this episode was not done in the morning. This was recorded in the evening amongst a gaggle of McGualas. I don't know what the collective name would be for a group of koalas. I'll figure it out after the drop, but that's not what this is about. We're here to talk about 410, or at least that's the way we see it in English, but their name is really Potent. Why would you do that to this girl group? It's not even relevant to anything. I'm just saying how I feel, and you'll hear more about it when we get into their EP right after the drop. And I touched the box. Dang it, we leaving it as it is. Let it roll.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show, start.
This is by far an extremely haphazard episode. I know the volume is going to be all over the place. I apologize in advance. Testing out the live features of the live stream, and it's really, really cool because I'm getting tongue-tied. People are able to call in. We're trying to figure out how to make that work in video format and everything. So, we're just going with it. They're saying I'm crazy, amazing. I don't know what's wrong with them. One of them came up with the word koalani. That came from my soul. You can hear my throat rattling that. Brianna says, is it K-pop just a black hole anyway? So Sai came up with saying I got a koalani, which is insane. That's just absolutely insane. Koalani. 2 Geek Girls, shout out to them. They're also on the Anchor app as well. Please make sure to give them a follow. That would be awesome. Listen to their show. Go on iTunes. Give them some hearts, some stars, or whatever the ranking is on there. I don't have enough of them, so I just stopped paying attention to it. But it is nice to have. 410. From Wikipedia. 410, formerly Potent, and that really is what their name is. It really is Potent. Commonly styled as the number 4 and then the capitalization of the word TEN, is a South Korean girl group formed by Jungle Entertainment in 2014. The group currently consists of 3 members, Haiji, Haijin, and Hyo. Or is it Hyo? Help me. Help me to know. Let's go read the Hangul right quick. We have Chong Haiji, Kwak Hyo, Pek Haejin. All right, then, whatever. So that's the current roster of members. They have been around since 2014, Potent. And the reason that they have that name, it came from the word potential. Again, if you're new to how groups are named in Korea, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. Some of these names are just strange. You gave them the name Potential. 2015, the group changed their name to Potent just to be kind of like hip. It was an attempt, and we respect attempts. And then eventually they just went back to putting it as the number 4 in the word 10. So they technically debuted August 26, 2014 with a song called Tornado. And it's catchy. It really is catchy. And not too long after that, substantially long after that, I'm really trying to stretch their history. And it's a reason for all of this. Like, I'm not being against them because they're a girl group. Y'all know that's not how I roll. I love music for music, and I do definitely enjoy good artistry, impressive choreography, and just an overall positive vibe. And they do have that. They released their second digital single, Why, on January 5th of 2015. So again, they did a debut single on the 26th of August in 2014. Then they came back several months later in a whole new year, like, surprise guys, we didn't go away. And they did a video called Why. The video was filmed in New York City. And I'm inclined to believe, based on the things that I'm seeing from when I lived there, that Tornado was filmed in Los Angeles. Not too long after that, they went on and added a couple more members to the group. So that's when they changed, June 19th of 2015. That's when they changed from 410 to Potent. Ooh, And that's when they were able to release another song as well, July 3rd of 2015, called Go Easy. And then it got kind of quiet for a while. We had some people depart the group. Then we had someone who was getting surgery, and that delayed the comeback for that particular member. The surgery for this member took place in September of 2016, and everything was confirmed to go well. And then the member was going to come back. Then it gets really weird up in here. You start having them participate on Mix 9. Yoon was supposed to be the one who participated on that, but she had been absent from the group for a year. So everyone just started assuming that she was gone and she wasn't a part of a comeback. So she just ultimately had a surgery, quietly dipped out, and was gone. Then during December of 2017, a couple more members were participating in Mix 9, but they were eliminated. Then in March 2018, it was announced that the group was going to have a comeback, and they launched this thing called Make Star Project to gauge interest. Look, before we get into the music, if you go on YouTube and you look for these young ladies and whatnot, during the time that they came out, they definitely had music that could compete. They were right within the tailwind of 4 Minute and 21 and Sistar in terms of their style and delivery, not comparatively for vocals. Perhaps for 4 minutes, since we just finished them and we've got closer knowledge of where they were and where they never went to. But they carved these girls up and made them look absolutely unobtainable, Barbie doll style, and created an aesthetic that didn't match the energy of what they were conveying. I feel like these were some people who the entertainment group had some money to put on, said, y'all are decent enough, sent them off for cosmetic surgery, got a lot of it, don't look real at all. Like one of them, two of them, three of them, a lot of them just don't look. It's just I don't know. It made me uncomfortable because there was nothing wrong with just being who you are, and the songs that they made had the energy of just being proud of who you are. So at this point in time, there's only 3 members, but we only got one actual album from them. We got an EP called Jack of All Trades. It was released February 23rd, 2016. It's on Jungle Entertainment, but it's also on CJE&M. We briefly spoke about CJE&M during a live stream on youtube.com/multifacetedacg. That's MULTIFACETEDACG. And what we did was briefly referenced during the August D live stream. You should totally check it out. It's already got over 1,000 views. And if you're someone like me who's been on YouTube for a long time and you don't make consistent content, being able to get that many views in just 3 days is a really nice thing. It's really kind. It's really sweet. You know of JYP, YG, and SM, but I continuously tell people that CJE&M is really the number one in the big 3. So CJE&M had a hand in this. Most of us here in the United States and North America are familiar with them directly through KCON. The EP had 5 tracks on it, and none of it was a thing of having tracks and then the next part of it is just the instrumental. They actually gave you 5 different songs. You have Tornado, Why, Ooh, and I don't know if it's really ooh, if it's just triple O. We don't know. Go Easy and then Severely. And all of those songs were stretched out over the course of time from 2014 up until the release of the album. And now we have nothing else. We don't know what they doing. We don't know, like y'all said y'all was coming back in 2018. It is 2020. It is the year of the Lord's apocalypse. And we still don't have anything. First and foremost, let's clarify a couple of things concerning the label. Yeah, that would be helpful, wouldn't it? Jungle Entertainment is formerly known as Jungle Boys, all is one word. But they're a production company owned by this gentleman named Jason Burrows, a writer-director named Trent O'Donnell, and then Phil Lloyd, and they're based in Australia and US. I don't think that's relevant to this. What you're finding on Wikipedia is Jungle Entertainment, the actual television and comedy thing, but they're associated with them. I don't think it's the same Jungle. And if it is, why would a TV group that's not even Korean take an approach of trying to get on it because it was trendy? If this is correct, there's nothing on this Wikipedia page that's displaying it as such to give you the idea that anything on here was listed incorrectly, because they're very good about that 100%, regardless of what you think. But if it's because this group was picked up by an entertainment company that doesn't specialize in music, since they came out in 2014, but technically didn't do anything until 2016, they were more than likely put together for trend purposes, for the purpose of a trend. It's not like they had bad music. It isn't. But they didn't bring anything remotely out of the ordinary either. And the further we go from 2014 on out, more so 2016 out, a lot of these groups don't bring a lot of difference, a lot of zazazoo and pizzazz to the table. There is a very set, cohesive formula. And I just believe that these ladies were subjected to it, unfortunately. I really do. And that's messed up. I feel like it put a dent in some things that could have had some very, very exciting possibilities to it, but it's just limited. I'm going to their Dom. I want to see their fan cafe and see if it's anything up to date in there. I'm not certain if it is. If you're interested in looking as well, you can go to cafe.daum.net/4TEN. Currently, what it has is just their logo, and their most recent post was March 10th, 2018. They got left in the dust. Well, no, I'm a little wrong. There was something that was done February 29th of this year as well, 2020. But ultimately, they got left in the dust. No real backing behind them to give them the legs to stand on to be able to promote for a long time and have a more quality experience as an idol. And it's not a thing they can do about their faces. Their faces are already done and changed up. You've already Barbie dolled yourself into being whatever this was asking you to be. I see in the chat, one of the Megwala said they had a post recently on one of their social media accounts. So I'm able to see their Twitter, their Instagram, their YouTube, and their fan cafe. I'm going to their Instagram right now. And the most recent thing that was posted on there took place on April 3rd. So that was just a few weeks ago, almost 2 months ago. But still, where's the music? It's almost as if it's just a group of uzangs now. Just very, very pretty people who don't make any music. This isn't fair. And you have people signed into contracts for so long. It's not fair. It simply isn't. And I feel like it happens to the ladies more than it does the males. That's personal speculation. There's no fact behind that. Don't go running off trying to make it sound like it's actual factual, but it does suck. So I usually have a notation to let you know final thoughts are kicking off, but I kindly tumbled myself into them. So I guess the best thing to do now is to go ahead and give you a ranking. K-pop fans, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being worth mentioning and 1, messed myself up. K-pop fans on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning. The A3Day ranking for this one individual project, Jack of All Trades, is a 4. The vocals are decent. It's youthful, but it's not really impactful. And if it wasn't for the fact that if being someone who was keeping up with them, they're not that memorable. That blows. And they had 2 reality show opportunities to kind of expound on the brand. And I don't see the relevance. And that sucks, especially coming from a foreigner, because they could easily find this and be like, she don't know what she talking about. That I might not, but y'all don't have any juice. You got 1 EP in a total of 6 years. Y'all ain't got it. And that's unfair. That's unfair to put people through so much for it to come to nothing. But they're not the first that this will happen to, and they are most certainly not the last. So we'll go ahead and close this episode up, and I'm looking forward to who we listen to next. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye, y'all.
Your favorite foreign Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z.
There are sponsored ads and social media hashtags, but this show is truly supported by the efforts of my Migualas, the most amazing fan base a little entertainer could ever have. Special shout out to my Patreon patrons, the student body, and the scholars who keep my vision of becoming your favorite Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z a real thing. If you're interested in supporting the growth of this podcast and supporting content, please visit patreon.com/multifacetedacg. And for as little as $1 a month, you can get in on the magic too. Interested in continuing your support at the free $99 price? I love you for it. You can still engage with the show when you retweet, repost, and share the show and use hashtag A3 and the word DAY. You can also tag MULTIFACETEDACG to get my attention. And if you're listening to this podcast on a platform other than Anchor.fm, please leave a few stars or a review to keep things growing in the right direction.